In this problem, we are asked to multiply 3 1/4 by 1 1/2. I know the area model that I set up for this will be a 4 by 2. That's because here I have 3 holes and then 1/4 of another hole, so I'll need 4 holes in order to model it. And here I have 1 hole and then half of another hole, so I'll need 2 holes drawn on the area model to be able to model this. So I'll make a 4 by 2. Once I have the 4 by 2 area model set up, now I can just label. So I have 1, 2, 3 holes, plus I'll need 1 more fourth. So I know that these sections need to be split into fourths. And then this is being multiplied by 1 1/2. So there's 1, and then I'll show the 1/2 in this hole on the bottom. And then we can box in or shade in, however you'd like to approach it, the amount that is actually being considered here. So the actual numbers we're multiplying are not 4 by 2, it's just 1 1/2 by 3 1/4. It's this part here. So then now we'll go back and we just need to figure out our partial products. So I see that we have 1, 2, 3 holes here. And here we have 1/4, and that's the only hole that's split just into fourths with one shaded. So this is just 1/4. Here we have 1/2, and I see that 3 different times. We have 1/2 here and here and here. So I know that that is 1 1/2. And then in this last hole here, I can see that it's broken into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 equal parts, and one of those is shaded in, so this is 1/8. And so then now I'll just add the partial products together. So we have 3 plus 1 1/2 plus 1/4 plus 1/8. And so of course we know we need to have the same denominator on the fractions in order to add, so we'll need to use our knowledge of equivalent fractions here. It looks like the denominator that would be best to use would be eighths, and so I know that 1/2 is equivalent to 4/8, so I'll make this 1 4/8, and 1/4 is equivalent to 2/8, and then we have our 1/8. And we still have the 3 holes up there to add as well. So now I can just add what's in pink. So I have 4/8 plus 2/8 plus 1/8, which would be 7/8. And then I have 3 plus 1, which would be 4. And so that would show us that 3 1/4 times 1 1/2 is 4 7/8. I could estimate just to make sure that that answer is reasonable. I would say that 3 1/4 we could say is close to 3, and 1 1/2 is close to 2. If I multiplied those two, I would get 6. And our answer of 4 7/8 is just 1/8 away from 5. Regardless, either way we look at it, 4 7/8 is close to 6, and so we know our answer is reasonable.